Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Dragons in Modern, this time a mono-red Magda the Hoardbreaker deck. We've got 2 lightning bolts, 3 lands. It's a slow hand, interactive hand, but we're going to keep it. Tired of losing to Ragavans or not having early interaction to deal with what our opponents are up to. Hopefully we'll draw well. The Fable can help us dig for answers. Is it deck? Is it a domain deck? Field of Ruin can do something against domain, but it's a bit slow. It's sushi. Alright, well, that's good for later. Would have been better had it been Stingerback Terror or even a land. We're hoping to draw one of those. We're really hoping our opponent does something that we can kill with these lightning bolts, and then we can Fable. Alright, Dimir. Is it a control deck? If it is, then the Fable is not very likely to stick around. Alright, well, we'll start with drawing out the counter magic. Could be that they have Bowmasters. Might not be a control deck. I mean, right now we're going Fable into Tsushi into Terror. See how many answers they have. Alright. It did resolve. Okay. Well, I'm imagining this goblin will be fatal pushed upon instep. So opponent's not too worried about the Fable, or they just don't have counter magic. There's the fatal push. I hate to pitch a land and I hate to pitch a bolt, but I'm not sure what else we get rid of at this point. Again, pitching the land puts us in having to be really lucky to draw a land to cast at Sushi. Pitching the bolt takes... we don't want to get rid of both. Their Field of Ruin is not looking too good. Oh, wait a minute. It is a mill deck. Ah. 15 cards. Lots of lands. Wow, that's a lot of lands. 2, 3. 2 Terror of the Peaks. Alright. Well, I think we really want to discard up to 2 cards. We're going to discard a Magda and a Bolt. And begin trying to kill our opponent before they can mill us out. So what I do, it looks like next turn, Terror the Peaks, hit him to 14. Next, after that, hit him to something else. Now hit him to 5, and then hit him to dead. We'll see how much they can mill us. We have 33 cards. We're not fetching. Their Field of Ruin can hit our Field of Ruin, but we need to make a land drop there, and if it comes at the cost of Archive Trap, then alright, Roan Crab. A little late to the party, but it will still probably net them some cards. They're gonna maybe Field of Ruin now. Did they have Archive Trap to follow it up? Opponent was cussing when we played 3 basic mountains to start. So we can bolt the Ruin Crab. It's end of turn. $26 cards. Mill is a Archive trap, sure. Do they have more? There's down to 13. Yeah, I mean that. Turn 4, we're down to 13 cards. Anyway, Mill's an interesting strategy. I love Mill. I played Mill many years ago before it had got like things like Tashana's Hideous Laughter and a few other support cards. It's gotten a lot better. And I always found that like going for a Hoardmaster. I guess partly because we don't have as many, so now we're down to 11. Anyway, found it interesting. Like it frequently came down to I was one turn away from winning when I died, or I died the turn before, or I won the turn before I was about to die. Maybe that's a lot. I don't know. Like maybe that's just magic. But I feel like decks that are able to get to that point at least are competitive. If you just die before you can do anything, which is where we're at with this deck, then it feels real bad. We've definitely had a slower start. Cavern. We can't even target our Atsushi, unfortunately. Why? It wants us to strike it rich? Alright. Urza Saga just thins our deck more. It does give us somewhat of a clock, maybe. What did we get rid of? Alright. Did we get rid of the Field of Ruin? Man, I don't even really want to give him another target for Field of Ruin. We could play another Atsushi, blow up our own, get 3 treasure tokens. Alright, well this is going to put us winning or losing next turn. Can they mill us? Do they have another archive trap? Do they have a way to mill 10 cards? 10 is not much. I have a feeling that we are about to die. Target player mills 10 cards. Is there a way out? Untap. Upkeep. Aw, we need to do an upkeep stop. So what I was going to do is sack that Atsushi, or make a copy of it. Comes in, does 4 damage, gives us 3 treasure tokens, but yeah, we're dead. Alright, well, Mill, good job. Good on you. I never mind losing to Mill, having played it for so long. I don't even know what we want to bring in. Do we want to bring in anything? I mean, Alpine Moon does shut off things like Field of Ruin. That seems like a very narrow use for Alpine Moon. But given that we have no ways of fetching, they might just take out their archive traps, to be honest. They got a Magda. They got a Bone Crusher. They got a Natsushi. Magebane Lizard. I mean, they went off pretty well. Alright, we'll try that. We don't have that much to bring in, like I said. Take out a Magda, take out a Fable. Seems a little slow. Try it like that. Try for a faster start. 1 mountain, 2 strike it riches. This could be the time for Magda. We can, if we just draw a land, right? Mountain. We're going to keep it. We're going to roll them dice. Push comes to shove, we can use these treasure tokens to do things. Will this be the moment that Magda comes, actually gets us a win? We've yet to do anything with these Scorpion Dragons. We're too busy using our treasure tokens to do other things. Maybe she's just not relevant. I wonder how much better the deck would be with maybe some other 1 or 2 drop in there. A braid or something that can deal with what our opponents are doing, or just more ramp somehow, more treasure to production. I just want to, I want to. This is a hand that we can get treasure. If we get a Magda down, Rune Crab. Okay, we want to draw a land. Definitely want to draw a land here. Deck, don't let us down. There's a Saga. Well, not our best land, but it is a land. So we will. There's a Saga. We can Magda to go about that plan, but I think what we really want to do is just stomp the crab. This is where, that was our worst land, by the way, because we are short on land, so we need to be making land drops. And we're on a clock with this one. We only get so many, so many colorless mana sources out of it before it goes away. So we could theoretically not make another land drop, but then be back to 1 land. Whereas now we're looking at needing to bolt the crab. So another land is where we want to be. Land deck. Can you do it? Alright, that is not a land. Do we want a Hoardmaster? Start getting these treasures? Do we want to just go for a construct? I'm going to take the Hoardmaster route. And next turn we want to, if we can just draw a land, mountain, let's be specific. If we could just draw a mountain, we can go Striker Rich, Lightning Bolt, face, get 3 treasures, sack them, attack for 4. Ghost Quarter though. You're doing us a favor, opponent. You know that? I am happy that you did that. That was what we, as odd as it seems, is exactly what, oh, never mind. We could go ahead and Lightning Bolt their face to get another treasure. And if we draw a land, that puts us within Terror of the Peaks range. So that's what we'll do. Their opponent went down a land and helped us out by getting us a land. Now we are up to 4 with these 2 treasure tokens. So Magda drew out a kill spell. Got us a treasure token. So we're seeing some benefit of Magda. So another land would be really nice right now. Ragavan. That is not a land, but we can strike it rich. And we can cast Ragavan. So now what we're looking at, I mean, it's a very slow game. They have 4 cards in hand, missing lands. We're on a clock just with mill, like, right? I mean, we're only 43 cards, so next turn, land or no, we can do Terror of the Peaks. Land would be our best draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands gone. Long goodbye. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. That's fine. We'd rather them interact with our creatures than mill us at this point. So land would be great because then we can do Terrorback Peaks, or we can plot, then Terrorback Peaks. Another Ragavan. Our deck is mocking us. So we're going to go Terrorback Peaks. Sorry, Terrorback Peaks. Terror of the Peaks. To put a clock on our opponent. If we draw a land, we can start just dealing damage to the face by Bone Crusher Giant are plotting to Stingerback Terror. Hopefully they'll, this long goodbye, yeah, hopefully they don't have a lot of answers for these big creatures. They saw these dragons before, so they probably brought in whatever hard removal they have, and they were missing land drops, to be fair, but I mean, there's another ruin crab, okay. Yeah, we really, again, are just in need of lands. Just some lands, deck. Build some more lands. Draw, refilling their hand. I'm looking for an answer. Will we draw a land, or will we be forced to cast a Ragavan to do 2 damage to our opponent's face? We can just get an attack for 5 if they don't kill our creature, which, again, Shielder's Edict is a thing. Extirpate for the Atsushi. Sure. And now they're going to see... They could have gone this Stingerback Terror. I wonder why they went for Atsushi. Do they have a Surgical Extraction? Soul God Lantern. Okay. So hopefully we'll draw a mountain, and we can Bone Crusher Giant, hit them for 4, hit them for 5, then they're at 5, we're at 31 cards. I think it'd be hard for them to mill us out. Or we could just plot the Stingerback Terror to protect our hand from any more Surgical Extraction type effects. So come on, land. One time, deck. Mountain. Field of Ruin. That counts. Alright, I think that's the right play. We have them dead next turn. To just triggers from Terror of the Peaks. So we'll see if they can answer the Terror of the Peaks. And if they can't, we're still going to put 9 or a lot of power on the board next turn. If we draw a land, we can empty our hand and do 7. And if we don't draw a land, we can do 2 with the Ragavan and then 6 to put them to 1 before attacks. Lots of ifs, but I don't think they can. If they can't answer the Terror of the Peaks, they're dead. If they answer the Terror of the Peaks, they're still in trouble, unless they can string together answer plus multiple like huge mill hit this turn. Like Tasha's Hideous Laughter after, and like a Playland, Shielder's Edict, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. That would set them up to win next turn and leave us not winning next turn. They do take 3. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna say they take 3 if they target it, but then the Terror, not with Shielder's Edict. Anyway, we'll just see. Let's wait and find out. Alright, so they were going for taking out our big threats to Tasha's Hideous Laughter us, and it didn't. It got, it got some cards, and we win the match. Oh, they scooped up the match. Well, that happens. A little frustrating. We got one game, they got one game. I would have liked to play the third, but it is the free zone after all. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, and this has been another edition of Dragons and Modern. Be sure to go to my site and check out all of my original Magic the Gathering content, where I post articles and video of my janky modern brews in my commander decks. I'm also publishing a couple chapters every month from my science fiction fantasy novel called The Pod Kind. Check me out on YouTube as well. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one.